Well, welcome. We're back. And everyone that I've been talking with lately talks about the idea that they want to change. But here's what I want to say: change requires work. Change is not just something you think about and it happens. It requires work. And it requires the work of changing our beliefs. And we don't change our beliefs overnight. No one changes their beliefs overnight. There must be a persistent and consistent commitment to changing how we think about ourselves with whatever aspect of our lives that we want to change. If we're looking at it from the perspective of, I want people to treat me with respect, the first thing we have to change is, do we have a belief that we are respectable? Here's a great question. Do we have a belief that we respect ourselves? That's a really good question. Do we have a belief we respect ourselves, or are we sabotaging ourselves all the time? Most of the time, what I hear is that people say they believe something, and then I watch them sabotage. They really haven't committed to the belief. They're really not persistent and consistent with what they're doing. And that's really the key. That's the work. So if you desire to make a change in your life, you've got to clearly outline, what is the belief I must have about myself in order to make the change? And then you've got to hold that belief in your thoughts, words, actions, and feelings in your life every moment from now on. Now you're going to slip. No question you're going to slip. But you get right back on. You get right back on building that belief, because that's what persistent and consistent is. You see, we slip in and out of awareness. And we do go backwards and we make mistakes because it's a habit. We have habits of thinking. We have the habits of believing that we're worthy of only so much. And that's why most people aren't wealthy. That's why most people aren't healthy. That's why most people don't have loving, caring, nurturing relationships. They don't have a belief. It was a couple Sundays ago when I was doing my live in-person service at Agape. I asked the question to the community. I asked the question to the community. Relationships are, and I walked up to a man and he said, crap. And then I looked at the woman across the way and she said, crap. So guess what kind of relationships they're having? Crappy ones. Why? That's their belief. Why do they have that belief? Well, they've had some not so good experiences. And those not so good experiences are reinforced by all of the stuff around them. So many people having bad experiences. Why are so many people having bad experiences? Because they're not doing the work. They don't even understand who they are. They don't even understand how to love themselves, let alone love others. Here's an interesting thing. No one teaches you how to love yourself. One of the things I like to do with my granddaughter is I like to ask her the question, Claire, are you special? And I want her to say yes. Claire, are you unique? Yes. I'm trying to get her so that she doesn't need to go outside of herself for that reinforcement. Because the second we feel we have to go outside ourselves for the reinforcement, stuff ain't working out. I see that over and over and over again. As a minister, people will walk up to me and say, well, I haven't seen you for a while. Can you see how much more changed I am? No. Do you know why I can't see how much I've changed? Because right there in that question, they're seeking my approval. Do I see it? It doesn't matter. Get that? Are you really getting it? Yeah, I love that you're having conversations on the side. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Fear is just doubt manifested in our consciousness. You betcha. And what does fear turn into? Anxiety. That's what fear turns into. It turns into anxiety. That's a shame. But that's because we haven't been taught. It's not that we're bad, it's that we haven't been taught. You're welcome, Mom. Amika, you're very welcome. I love praying with people. Praying for me is one of the greatest things I can do, because when you pray, you affirm truth. Anxiety is consciousness. Anxiety is a state of mind within consciousness. It's not consciousness. It's a state of mind. And what it is, it's actually a false belief, a belief that's not true that you bought into. So today we've got Nigeria, we've got South Africa. My gosh, we got people from all over. How cool is this? You lost the copy of my book. Real, do you know how great that is? Because when you lose the copy, guess what happens? Someone else finds it. That means someone else is going to get the book, and you get to have another copy. So now instead of one person getting to read the book, two people get to read the book. I always look for the benefit in situations. Yeah, stop seeing those anxiety or fears, Anita. I'm going through that right now. I've got, at Agape, we're making a big decision in our board meeting tomorrow about which direction do we go? How do we change things in light of everything that's going on in the world? How do we change things? Because the current way is not working. You get that? I'm fully so aware the current things that we've done in the past do not work in the future. And I woke up just thinking about it. I couldn't sleep. I was just thinking about it. And then I realized that that's part of the creative process. I don't know the answer. And this is a great place to be. Most people say, well, you should know. And we beat ourselves up. Well, I should know the answer. No, there's a time to be in the unknown. Because if you're not in the unknown, how do you then create something new? Because if you're in the known all the time, you're already doing what you know. And nothing changes when you're in the know. But if you're in the unknown and you admit you're in the unknown, new ideas can come in, new situations can arise, new guidance can come from you. Who knows where it's going to come? New opportunities come. And then if you're open, you can take those opportunities, those ideas in, and you put them in your heart and you sort them out, and your heart will tell you which way to go. That's the best thing I can say about that. A lot of people say, well, you know so much. I'm just as much in the unknown as you are. I may get out of it faster, but I'm in the unknown. Yeah, Josh says it's hard to not seek other people's approval because we've been conditioned, we've been brainwashed, we've been domesticated. Bah, you're just like a sheep. We all are. We've all been domesticated to believe. And it keeps getting pounded into us all the time, all the time. It takes great courage to be unique. It takes great courage to be you. Great courage to be you. You've got to be bold to be you. You've got to have stamina to be you. Here's a key thing. You got to be a marathon thinker to be you. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a persistent and consistent. You want to be the friggin' turtle. You don't want to be the rabbit. The turtle stays on course, moving toward that. The rabbit's all over the place. I guess I had something on my mind today to talk to you about because I've just been going on, going and going, and I love it. Here's a key thing. Sometimes it's a challenge to be in the unknown to create because we get real comfortable being where we are. Real comfortable where we are. It just feels easy. But you know what? Manfred Mann, blinded by the light. There was a line in these, and his mama said to be something, and he says, Mama, but that's where the fun is. I like to say that's where the juice is. Because the juice of life, when you're into the juice of life for you, you go. You can't wait to do it. Like right now, before I got on here, I was putting together my presentation for Saturday's workshop on the power in you. It's a free workshop. If you haven't signed up yet, just go to agapespiritualcenter.com, go to the events and sign up. It's about my book. It's going to be an hour and a half. It's a free one. It's a free one. And I found I'm working with PowerPoint and I say, oh, I can't do this. Then I go, and I figure it out and I get really juiced because I'm creating something. I'm creating a skeleton that I'm going to be able to present over and over to people who've never heard the ideas I have in a way that gives them a framework to build from. And then what I'm going to do is come the end of March, I'm going to offer a 7-week class on the book where we go deep into each chapter, deep into each power that we have. And so you can see I'm in the creative process of building a educational tool that can serve more people. That gives me joy because I get to do what I love. Here, let me show you. In case you can't see, what's my number 2 value? Let me move it here. It's to teach. Number 1 is to become more aware. Number 3 is interpersonal connection, personal health and well-being, exploring human behavior and spirituality, and to be financially comfortable. Those are what I live by. I don't do anything that doesn't fit one of those values. If it doesn't fit one of those values, Lee doesn't do it. I'm in control of the direction of my life. And it's taken me time to do that because sometimes I get off course. I'm a rabbit too. I'm a rabbit who has to remind himself that underneath he wants to be a turtle. Because I could get distracted easy. If you've been watching me for a while, you can see I can get distracted. But here's one of the things. I've developed some great habits of discipline. And what I do is I calendar the things that are most important to me. I put them on my calendar. Therefore, they're there every day. My Wim Hof breathing, my daily meditation, my prayer time, my time to go to the gym. All these things are on my calendar. If it's on my calendar, it's important, unless something even more important comes up. But here's the key thing. The things that are on my calendar, if I have to move them, I just move them to a different spot on the calendar. I don't not do them. I have determined breathing, meditation, prayer, never, ever get sacrificed in a day. They're the cornerstone of my life. So with that, I guess I've been going long again today. Thank you for sharing with me. What I mean by that is you gave me your time and your attention. And your time is the most valuable thing you've got. So I love that. Dee Dee, I would believe you have a problem with discipline. You didn't even have to tell me that. Just from the several little conversations we had. Good, Cynthia. I'm glad you got something out of this. I hope all of you got something out of this. I'll be here again tomorrow because it's what I do. It's what I love. Go to agapespiritualcenter.com, click on either the calendar or the event page. You'll see a workshop on Saturday, 9:30 Central Time for an hour and a half, The Power in You. It'll be on Zoom, so you'll be able to see me. I'll be able to see you, and we'll be able to connect. We can interact. Love to have you join me. Until then, go create a great day. And no one else says this to you. I will. I love you, and I accept you just the way you are. Until next time, aloha.